Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin Holcomb. I've been in the mortgage industry for over 8 years and have helped hundreds if not thousands of people buy homes and refinance and do all kinds of things with real estate. Today we're going to talk about how world events and conflict can actually manipulate or have effects on the stock market, which can affect interest rates. So here we go. So anyone who's been around long enough has kind of seen some pretty serious things happen in the world and may even have been aware of what happened with interest rates in the stock market and things like that. So world events like 9/11, all the stock market almost crashed. Everything went way down because it was such an uncertain time and no one really knew what the ramifications of what was going on, and it created uncertainty. So the main thing that comes from all of this is called uncertainty. People are uncertain of what the future holds. Now, when things like what are happening today, where we see like Russia is invading Ukraine, so we have not a global conflict because not everyone's involved, it's just happening over there, but it's something that could grow into something much bigger that scares a lot of people, and that creates uncertainty. So what happens when there's uncertainty? People who have their money invested in stocks, mostly different types of stocks or mutual funds, will actually pull their money out of that investment vehicle and they will put it into something safer like bonds. So they'll pull money from stocks. They'll say, we don't know what's going to happen, all this, we don't want to lose our money that we've made because of what's going on in the world right now. We're going to invest in something that's safer, that has a smaller yield of return. We're going to put it into bonds. Now, mortgage-backed securities, or the MBS, are securities are basically mortgages that have been packaged together and are like bonds. They're in a sense, but they're securities. They're stuff that people can invest in. And these chunks of securities can be moved around, but they're relatively safe because they're kind of like bonds. So when people move all their money out of the stock market, they put it into things like bonds and things like mortgage-backed securities. And when that happens, interest rates will typically start to come down. So kind of what we've seen over the last few days is that interest rates have tapered down a little bit when they've only been going on the rise for the last several months straight. They've just been slowly creeping up. Now there hasn't been any giant swings. There hasn't been any 1 or 2% jumps. It's been very slow but very steady. And now that we have conflict in the world again that a lot of people are nervous about or they know about, there's a lot of money moving around out there in the markets, and we're seeing that interest rates might actually slow down a little bit in their kind of ever-going increase. They might kind of level off for a little bit. They might even go down a little bit, depending on how long this conflict goes or who all gets involved. So when you're looking to refinance your home, or if you're looking to purchase a home and you're worried about interest rates, just be aware of what's kind of going on in the world when it comes to things like what causes uncertainty. What causes people to move their money around in the stock markets? And so when you see things like this, it's something to be aware of. It's not something that's usually going to make or break your deal unless you're trying to purchase a home at your maximum purchase price range. And if the interest rate goes up 0.5% or 0.25%, now you don't qualify. That's something to be aware of. That's something your loan officer should talk to you about when you're out there shopping for a home. But that's something that can affect rates and something you should be aware of when you're in the market and you're looking and you're actively looking to purchase a home. Now, if you own a home and you've been waiting to refinance, but hey, maybe interest rates have been too high, the stuff in the news and what's going on now and what's happening is something to keep in mind, that maybe interest rates might dip again. So you'd contact your loan officer, say, hey, what are the interest rates looking like now? And then just kind of keep an eye on it if that's something you're in the market to do. But yeah, I just wanted to do a quick kind of informational video that these are things that I've seen over and over and over again in the market over these last 8 years I've been doing this. And they can have some pretty significant effects on interest rates, and that can change the whole lending market can change overnight if they drop enough. So when everything shut down because of the pandemic and everything was so uncertain, interest rates dropped so much that we were doing refinances, all over the place. We were busy. We were slammed. Everyone started working from home because we had to, because of the mandates. And we were the busiest we had been in a couple of years, because not only did we have all the purchases that we were already doing, and those started to slow down because of all the uncertainty in the pandemic and no one really knowing what was going to happen, but refinances went through the roof. And that was just because of a shift in the interest rates of maybe 0.5% to 0.75, and then I think it even dropped down to about a 1% drop from what was kind of like the going number there. It was definitely lower than what the numbers had been previously, like 6, 7, 8 months down the road of people we just refinanced or just purchased. We're able to refinance them again and actually save them money. We did a lot of business that way. So just be mindful of what's going on. And keep an eye on stocks. If you see all the stock market margins, the S&P 500, Dow Jones, all of those markers of what the market is doing as a whole, if you start to see them drop and consistently drop, you might see interest rates drop with them. So it's kind of something to, keep under your hat. So anyway, if you like this kind of content and if you want to know more, check out my channel, check out these other videos that I have here. I'm just always looking to share information, help people with, one of the largest financial purchases they might make in their life, which is buying a home. And if you have any questions, leave a comment below, like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.